She accepted it herself.
No.
Stop kidding yourself. You saw the recording she left just as I did.
A television series as well received as Miraculous Ladybug wouldn't be the same without its antagonist. The villains in the series come in all forms, from the weakly akumatized villains to evil masterminds. Each adds depth to the narrative by creating conflicts for Marinette and Adrien. In today's video, we're evaluating some of the characters in Miraculous Ladybug who should maintain an antagonistic presence as the story progresses.
I'm counting on you to have the invitation rushed over to me along with the dress I'll be wearing. Thanks in advance!
Number 10. Gabriel Agreste. Gabriel Agreste begins the series as Hawkmoth. As the wielder of the butterfly Miraculous, he akumatizes the innocent people of Paris into superpowered villains. His abilities allow him to be the lead antagonist of the series, and he's constantly at odds with Ladybug and Cat Noir. Gabriel's primary motivation for his actions is to restore his wife, who has fallen into a coma after contracting an illness. His actions appear necessary for preserving his family, but in the episode Evolution, he becomes blinded by his vendetta against the heroes. In the episode, Gabriel uses the rabbit Miraculous to travel through time. He could have used the Miraculous to prevent his wife Emily from becoming ill. Instead, Gabriel uses it to find moments where Ladybug and Cat Noir were vulnerable. He loses the chance to help Emily as a result. The episode shows how emotionally invested Gabriel becomes in defeating the heroes. Gabriel seems obsessed, and he could turn down the chance to repent for his past actions in favor of defeating his longtime enemies.
I have taken control over the Guardian's magic jewels. Our victory is almost complete.
Number 9. Amélie Graham de Vanilly. The twin sister of Emily Agreste, Amélie Graham de Vanilly is a character seen a handful of times in the series. Despite her brief appearances, Amélie gives an impression of importance to the audience. As the mother of Felix Fathom and a relative of the Agreste family, she is in the perfect position to take up an antagonistic role in the series. The episode Emotion opens the door for the evolution of her character. In Emotion, Amélie arrives in Paris at the same time as Gabriel's Diamond Dance. She arrives distraught and claims that her son Felix is still missing. Gabriel turns her away and refuses to help find her missing child, which cuts the ties between the two. At the end of the episode, Amélie speaks with Felix and claims that Gabriel is a monster. The two embrace despite Amélie knowing that her son is the villain Argos, which implies that she endorses and may even help in his plans.
You haven't been the same since my sister Emily disappeared. Why are you rejecting us?
Number 8. Natalie Saucour. Natalie begins the series as Gabriel's right-hand man and assistant. She is as dedicated to bringing Emily back as he is and even risks her life by wielding the broken peacock Miraculous. Natalie spends time as the villain Mayura until her health prevents her from doing so. After the fact, she continues to help Gabriel with his plans even while on bed rest. Her devotion to his schemes as Hawkmoth makes Natalie a dangerous enemy, but their relationship takes a turn in the episode Evolution. After Gabriel fails to restore Emily and cure Natalie by changing the timeline, Natalie claims she no longer wishes to help him. Despite this, Natalie is still desperate to save herself and Emily, as seen in the episode Passion. In the episode, she allows herself to become akumatized into the villain Safari. She may not wish to aid Gabriel, but her desires could make her another main antagonist for Ladybug and Cat Noir.
No, Natalie, you've already risked too much.
It's time to risk it all. Akumatize me.
Number 7. Bob Roth. There are a lot of musicians in Miraculous Ladybug. Paris is a city full of creative artists, and many of them need a producer to help them make their start. Bob Roth is one such producer and a recurring character in the series. Unfortunately, he isn't the most morally astute, as seen in the episode Silencer, when he steals concepts from the band Kitty Section to give them to his son XY. Bob is the type to do anything to get ahead and prioritizes his success over those he works with. In another episode, Psy-Comedian, Bob ridicules the famous comedian Harry Clown for trying to branch out into other genres. As a result of lacking support, Harry is akumatized into the titular villain. Bob doesn't treat his clients well, and his greed is his primary motivation, which makes him a perfect candidate for a recurring antagonist. While he may not face Ladybug and Cat Noir daily, he could be a source of tension for many of their musically inclined friends.
First, they'll want to be in the show. Then they'll be asking for a cut of the profits. No way! Never saw or heard of Kitten Division.
Number 6. Xavier Ramii. More formally known as Mr. Ramii, Xavier Ramii is a Parisian with a heart of gold. He cares deeply for the city's wildlife, most notably pigeons, and becomes akumatized for them more than 70 times. In the episode Mr. Pigeon 72, he is fired by Bob Roth due to his pigeons interfering with Adrien's photo shoot, causing him to be akumatized again. Mr. Ramii never succeeds in retrieving Ladybug and Cat Noir's Miraculous, but his susceptibility to negative emotions makes him a volatile enemy for the heroes. Eventually, Gabriel must realize that Mr. Ramii isn't fruitful as a pigeon-themed villain. When this happens, Mr. Ramii's desire to continue caring for Paris's wildlife could still leave him as a minor antagonist in the series. In the episode Time Tagger, Bunnix alludes to this possibility, claiming that he will be akumatized into the villain called Monsieur Rat sometime in the future.
Whenever something happens to my beloved pigeons, it breaks my heart and
Hawkmoth akumatizes you again?
Number 5. Chris Laif. Chris Laif is the only shown family of a series supporting character Nino. At the start of the series, he is a young child with a penchant for getting into trouble. The episode Time Tagger shows his capability of being negatively influenced. In the episode, a future version of him journeys into the past after being akumatized. More interestingly, in the episode, Chris interacts with one of the series' main antagonists, Lila. Lila babysits present-day Chris and lies about creating a game to impress him. Chris, unaware of her deceptive nature, says that she's cool. The scene between the pair is brief, but it appears deliberate in showing that Chris is receptive to Lila's influence. If Lila continues to be an antagonist in the series, Chris could become one of her loyal followers.
Please, I invented Freestyle Clash.
Whoa, for real?
Of course, for real. I never lie.
Number 4. Felix Fathom. Although he has unrevealed motivations, Felix appears to be an antagonist throughout the series. When his character first appears in the episode Felix, he tricks everyone into believing that he's Adrien and causes multiple akumatizations. Afterward, he has continuous conflicts with Gabriel and Adrien until he eventually betrays Ladybug in the Season 4 finale. The episode Strike Back heavily altered the Miraculous Ladybug narrative. Ladybug gives Felix the dog Miraculous because she believes he is Adrien. Her mistake allows Felix to use his new super ability, Fetch, to steal her yo-yo. With Ladybug's yo-yo, Felix accesses the Miracle Box and gives the Miraculous within it to Shadow Moth in return for the Peacock Miraculous. Felix hasn't revealed his true intentions with the Peacock Miraculous, but he does return to Paris in the episode Emotion. He uses the Peacock Miraculous to become Argos. With his ability to create Sentimonsters, he could become a true secondary antagonist or anti-hero for Ladybug and Cat Noir.
My friend, I've made a terrible mistake. I shouldn't have created you out of so much anger.
Number 3. Chloe Bourgeois. Chloe begins the series as the classic mean girl. She is constantly at odds with Marinette and influences many akumatizations because of how she treats the people around her. Chloe becomes unlikable to her peers, and many misunderstand her circumstances. Similarly to Adrien, Chloe also has a distant parent who places their work above their family. In the episode Style Queen, Chloe's mother Audrey returns to Paris. She quickly establishes herself as someone who looks down on others, and it becomes apparent that Chloe learns her negative behaviors from her mother. In the episode, Chloe is so desperate to earn her mother's approval that she shows the world she has the Bee Miraculous. As everyone knows that Chloe wields the Bee Miraculous, Ladybug hesitates to accept her help as Queen Bee for the rest of the season. In the episode Miracle Queen, Chloe's bitterness from being passed over by other heroes results in her denouncing Ladybug. Her refusal to help Ladybug or accept that she can no longer be Queen Bee has placed Chloe in a position to assist in Gabriel's schemes time and again.
This is Marinette Dupenchang, the loser, and this is a hat she made because she thinks she's a designer. She even signed it, look.
Number 2. Tomo Tsurugi. As a friend of Gabriel Agreste, it's no surprise that Tomo Tsurugi knew his identity as Monarch. The revelation occurs in the episode Multiplication, as the narrative reveals that she is the CEO of a technological company and a willing ally to Monarch. Her personal motivations are currently undisclosed, but she is a driving force behind the creation of Gabriel's alliance rings. In the episode, Tomo allows herself to be akumatized into Ikari Gozen, so she and Gabriel can test the rings. With the power of the Mouse Miraculous, she multiplies herself and becomes Ikari Dozen. Tomo knows about Gabriel's true intentions and purposely helps him make more powerful villains. Her willingness to help Paris's biggest enemy proves she has the willpower to confront the heroes.
How could I help it? They refused to let me demolish the Butte Chamon Park to make way for my Technopole.
You can build it somewhere else.
Number 1. Lila Rossi. Lila is a master manipulator who has worked her way into a place of prevalence in the series. She makes Marinette look bad every chance she gets, aligns herself with Gabriel Agreste, and becomes an ally for Chloe to depend on. Her skills at lying allow her to remain a trusted peer to her classmates, regardless of Marinette and Adrien attempting to tell them the truth. In the episode Emotion, after not being invited to the Diamond Dance, Lila claims vengeance against Gabriel, who she knows to be Monarch. In the episode Revelation, she makes good on her promise when she is akumatized into the villain, Hoaxer. She uses her abilities to obtain information about Gabriel, including personal secrets that only Natalie would know. Lila's resourcefulness and capability to outsmart Gabriel make her the perfect candidate to replace him as the series' main antagonist if the opportunity arises.
I'll show you that I'm not just some bottle of perfume. Monarch.
Miraculous Ladybug wouldn't be as compelling or fun to watch without these characters. Their complex stories and individual motivations give them a chance to rise as the narrative's prominent villains. Each can be a recurring enemy for Ladybug and Cat Noir, while Paris hangs in the delicate balance. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications to stay updated on our uploads.
You have to help me come up with a new plan. Ladybug can't get away with this.